Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, I have the good old DJI Air 3 with me today. I'm out at Julius Kleiner Park, and Lon Dennard said something the other day in one of the chats talking about this drone, saying that while it's in cruise control, you can use spotlight mode. So I want to try that, and this is kind of a good location to try it. So let's mess around with this guy and see what we can do. And I don't know if cruise control is already set up in my controller. If not, we'll get in there to the controller and I'll show you how to set that up. And then we'll obviously show you how to use cruise control. The Mavic 3 has it, so I have used it before. And also, while I'm at it, so one of the things that I will admit that I got a little confused about when I first took this drone out of the package, and that is how to correctly take off the gimbal cover. So DJI, in their infinite wisdom, they have a little sticker down here when you get it new that gives you instructions on how to do it. Now, you know, who reads instructions, right? So you're fiddling around trying to get this thing off. Well, what it says to do is to press down on the top. So if you just simply press down, it just comes right off here. And there you go. You got that cover right off. So, you know, don't be an idiot like me. Read the instructions and then it'll work. And then also, what I always forget, I like this thing, but you got to remember to take it off. And this is the little foam goodie that kind of stabilizes the gimbal. I like it. I think it's a good way because it keeps the gimbal from flopping around when it's in storage. But in any case, let's quit messing around. Let's get this bird in the air. Okay, got everything fired up. You can see we're still looking for satellites. Yeah, at 15,
home point updated.
It updated the home point. At 19, it started grabbing them pretty quickly here. And let's see, we're just going to shoot in 4K 30. Okay, I forgot to start the screen recording. We've got that going now. And again, we've got enough satellites now. We're going to shoot in 4K 30. Let's go into the menu here and look, we're in bypass mode. That's where we want to be. Normal bypass, we want that radar map. I like optimal return to home. That's where it will go around things, change its height, etc. for whatever you need to go return to home. Return to home is set at 35 meters, which is plenty for where we're at. You can see my max altitude and max distance. Compass is normal, IMU is normal. I always look at the battery. I wonder why though, because it's always good, and this is no different. Let's see, we're going to go into controls here and we're going to look at that cruise control. So gimbal mode, recenter gimbal, button customization, that's where we want to be. And I am going to do the C2 button to go into cruise control. So let's click down on that and see where it says cruise control. I'm going to click on that. And now my C2 button, in other words, it will be the one that's under my right hand will set cruise control. And yeah, so we're good to go there. Let's go ahead and let's get out of there. That's where you get that cruise control going. Let's get out of the menu altogether. Let's start recording. And let's do an automated takeoff, and then we're going to see if we can get a precision landing too. So we'll run it up there a little ways. Takeoff.
Takeoff.
Oh, this drone is such a pleasure. And so we're just going to go straight up before we move off. And I think the manual says 7 meters high. I'm not sure you have to go that high, so we're right there. So now we're going to move off. It knows where its home point is, and let's move it forward a little bit, turn it around, bring it down, and bring it back in here, so you can take a look at us. So it's not going to want to get too close to us. Let me get that camera down a little bit. Let's just go full stick forward and let's watch this guy move around everything here. Look at that. That was me just holding the stick straight forward. Yeah, I love the obstacle avoidance and the A-pass on this drone. Let's pick that camera up. Let's bring it back. And again, it's finding its way through here just fine. Right in front of me now. And we need to do our droney, don't we? I just want to show you guys that you can have confidence in this technology. DJI really does a great job. There's not many drones that I would have that kind of confidence with, but this is sure one of them. Okay, we always have to do a droney, so let's do that right now. Reverse and up. And again, doing a droney with this guy, you really don't have to worry about hitting any trees because it's not gonna. As long as you have that obstacle avoidance on, it's gonna avoid everything. Okie dokie, that's far enough. Let's see, what can I show you here real quick? Let me drop that camera down. When I came here earlier, they were doing some work on this street. It looks like they're pretty much done now. They were, they had dug a trench and they were paving over the top of it. Yeah, it looks like they're finished up. I don't even see any vehicles there anymore. So anyway, let's go ahead and try this cruise control. We're way higher than we need to be. Let's bring this guy down and back. And what can we set? Well, I know what I want to set for a point of interest. I'm going to get out there. You know how I like the fountains out here at the park, so let's get out there a ways. And boy, I just love, even in normal mode, the speed of this drone. It does very well. Okay, so we're going to stop right here. I'm going to get that fountain right in the center of frame. And I'm going to see if I can put it in spotlight. And I can, so we're in spotlight mode. And I'm going to try and set cruise control. So as I push the drone forward, I am going to push down on that C2 button, and it should put it in cruise control. And then I should be able to let off the stick. So I did. Push control stick before enabling cruise control. Okay, let's try it again. Yeah, cruise is enabled, so we're in cruise, and it is indeed. It is keeping that spot right in the center of frame. Well, is that cool or what? Look at that, and what will it do as it gets over the top? Yeah, it just comes to a stop. Okay, that is pretty sweet. So cruise control is disabled. So let's just show you a little bit of spotlight mode. So now I'm backing off. This is me flying the drone now. But that cruise control worked perfectly, and it kept the fountain right in the center of frame. This is me. I am just on the I'm on the right stick, going full to my right, and it's just doing orbit. I'm not touching any other stick on the drone. And let's pull it back a little ways. Let's grab some altitude. And then I'm going to go full left on the stick. And it's picking up speed, so that's just an easy way to do an orbit. You could put it in POI mode, but you can do that very easily with this. So let's get even a little more complex now. Let's fly forward and drop in altitude and go around to the side at the same time. And look how it just keeps it right in the center of frame the whole time. Straight up. Look at that. That is pretty cool. That's what spotlight mode will do for you. Okay, I'm going to get out of that. Let's mess around with cruise control a little bit more here. So we've established that that cruise control works well in spotlight mode. Spotlight mode works well while you're in cruise control. That's probably a better way to say that. So let's kick it. Let's kick it out this direction. I'm going to go full speed, and as soon as it gets up to full speed here, I am going to start cruise control. So 11.8, yeah, that's good enough. Let's hit it. Cruise control enabled. So yeah, we've got cruise control enabled, yeah, at 12 meters per second, close to it. And it's doing a great job. Look at how smooth that is. So what cruise control enables you to do, I think I can yaw the drone while I'm in cruise control. And I can. So it's just going to stay on that vector. Or no, excuse me, it is not. That I have got that wrong. Cruise control does not. Cruise control, I misspoke there, simply maintains your speed. I was thinking more of a line fly when I said that, so scratch that comment. But the point of it is, you don't have to mess around with the throttle. In other words, what it does for you as a pilot is it just frees up one less thing that you have to worry about to fly the drone. And in this case, let's say I'm looking at this church here, and well, that's the zoom wheel. Gosh, that was the last drone I was flying. I want to keep that's me lowering the camera. I just want to focus on controlling the camera. I can do that without worrying about the speed of the drone. Yeah, I was, just a few minutes ago, I was flying a little Holy Stone drone, and it confuses the heck out of me because the gimbal control was on the right side on that drone, and that's why you saw me grab the right controller there. So in any case, let's keep moving forward here. And again, it's holding at 12 meters. Okay, let's stop that. Let's get out of cruise control. And I just clicked on the X there. Oh, it says it's in cruise control. So I wonder how do I take it out? Let's hit that button again. Yeah, hitting the button again took me out of cruise control. So let's put it in sport mode now, and let's see if we can engage cruise control in sport mode. So I'm flipping it up into S and full stick forward. And let's get this guy up to speed here. Yeah, there's 19, 20 meters per second. That's good enough. Hit that button. We're in cruise control at 20 meters per second. Oh, man. Oh, this is awesome. What a great deal. Okay, we're not going to cross Fairview Avenue there. That's a real busy street. I don't want to do that. But let's fly it around here a little bit. There's just some other stuff that I want to look at here. What we can do is let's make a hard left turn, and let's get over the green belt here, kind of above the Carmax. And then we're going to go down this street right here and come back towards the park. So we're kind of making a big U-turn and back towards the park, and we're moving along pretty good. And there I am. I'm down there in that little picnic structure down there, the picnic shelter, and I hear the drone above me, man. It is hauling the mail. Okay, I'm going to take it out of cruise control here. And I'm going to go back into normal mode, and we're going to get down here. There's something else I want to look at, and we can probably use the zoom as well. But I don't know if I've talked a little bit about the speed bumps that they put in this park, which I'm all for speed bumps because this particular loop, and it looks like they've opened up the loop, so they must have corrected it. I think one of them is right down here. Yeah, there it is. It's kind of in the shade. Let me center up on the camera here. Is that it? Maybe. Let's get down lower. And we can use the zoom where we crop in. Yeah, that's it right there. Right in the center of frame there. There's no cars coming. We can get down low. So they paved over that. Did they get rid of the speed bump altogether? Let's zoom in and see. Now we're just cropping in here. And yeah, that looks to me like it's not a bump anymore. It looks to me like they just patched it up. They must have got so many complaints about the speed bumps. And I didn't mind them other than the fact that it precluded me from bringing my Corvette around this loop because you don't want to bottom out. And you saw that bollard on the side there. People were driving around them and stuff. And there's another one around the corner here, so we're going to go take a look at that guy too. You know, I realize this is probably not of great interest to a lot of you, but I wanted to look at it. And by the way, this loop was closed when I came here earlier in the day, and we're going to give these cars a wide berth here. And that speed bump, oh, it's further back here. It's on the other side of these restrooms. There it is right there. You can see that stripe going right across the, and we'll get back. Let's just get down low here. We should be able to get down pretty low. And let's just take a look. And we're going to see, yeah, they just removed the speed bump altogether, didn't they? Yeah, it's just gone. Let's just get down low. I don't know, there might be a little bit of a bump there. What do you guys think? Let me, I'm going to do the autofocus here, half press. Yeah, it's not liking that weak signal it's given me, so I'm going straight up. We were down a little bit low there, so we're up higher again, and it liked that a lot better. But it looked to me like it was just flat there. They got rid of the speed bumps altogether. They just paved right over the top of it. Is there anybody down here playing? Doesn't look like it. Empty courts, huh? Okay, no pickleball players today. God, it's a perfect day for it too. It's really, really temperate here in the park today. Okie dokie. That is about all I had to show you today. We still have 60% battery here, but I'm just going to bring this guy back. In fact, in fact, I'll probably do another video on this later, but I just want to make sure. I want to put the drone in a situation where it has to find its way home for return to home, and I just need to get down here in a spot where I know we're not going to be bugging anybody. And I don't see anybody among these trees here. So let's bring the guy down pretty low here. And we're going to put it into return to home. In fact, let's get kind of in between these trees. Yeah, and it's squawking at us. And I'm going to hit the return to home button. And let's see how this guy navigates its way home with that optimal return to home. Hitting return to home now. Return to home.
Return to home.
And so it's looking around. It's going, okay, how do I get around this? Look, it just went right above that tree. Yeah, that is pretty darn cool. So it finds its way around the obstacle. We're at 29 meters high. As you might recall, we had the return to home set at 35 meters high. And we're going just to the side of those guys playing disc golf. And here I am. I'm back right there at this picnic shelter. And let's see. You can see me there sitting in the shade of that picnic table. Let's see if this guy finds the, it's going to be darn close here, even as it is now. And I didn't see what height it was there at before it started descending, but yeah, it's going to hit it right on the nose. Look at that. Oh, this is awesome. And it picked up the camera. Yeah, now it picked up the camera. There we are. And it's going to be right on the H. Yeah, just short of the H. Pretty darn cool. Okay, on this one, remember to stop recording. And let me get everything shut down and we'll do a quick conclusion. Hey, okay, the DJI Air 3, what an impressive piece of technology this drone is. So we showed you how the cruise control worked today, and I wanted to try that. And it's so cool that you can use spotlight mode while in cruise control. And you saw that when I selected that fountain, as soon as it got over the fountain, it stopped, took itself out of cruise. So we took it out there a ways in cruise control, showed that you can fly it around in cruise without messing with the throttle. Showed how to set one of your buttons, either the C1 or C2 to engage cruise control. So you just have to remember, as you're pushing forward and you're up to the speed you want, then you push that C2 button and off it goes, puts it in cruise. Kind of a handy feature. Just one of those things to help take workload away from the pilot. Then you can focus on the camera, steering, or whatever. Probably showed you a little more detail of the park here than you really wanted. Looking at I gave you the full history on the speed bumps in this park and looked at them, but also showed you, I know it sounds dumb, but it confounded me at first how to properly take this gimbal cover off. But anyway, the more I fly this drone, oh yeah, we also showed that you can, in full throttle, in sport mode, you can put it in cruise control too, which was pretty cool. So anyway, enough jibber jabber, that's about it. This is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Most of all, I absolutely appreciate you taking the time to look at this video. And of course, we'll see you on the next one. The DJI Air 3, just a really cool drone.